Doing it at 8 o'clock?
Sure. As soon as it says I can go live.
Live on radio.
All right, well, it's 8 o'clock. You know what that means.
Webby not here. It's Thump and I.
Yeah,
Still not going to be a kid-friendly show.
No.
We're still going to talk out our asses. So you should really do the right thing and put your kids in the closet.
I'm not your daddy.
I'm not your daddy. Welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Bros. We are working on some technical difficulties. Radioland, you're joining us now. Videoland, stay tuned. We're trying to fix things.
Yeah, well, no, I mean we're live on YouTube.
We're live on YouTube, not.
We're I would say we're live everywhere but Facebook, and that's the one place that we should have went live.
Right? I don't even know how to do the
because that is like the on the machine type of thing.
Stream.io. Okay, I can go there. Log in.
Yeah, hopefully you got all that information because I don't have all that information.
I have something in my keytrain. We'll find out if it's. Oh, you want me to verify storefronts? Yes. Verify. Off your couch. I gave you storefronts.
Yeah. You know, can't be an 8-Bit Bro show without an 8-Bit Bro moment.
Oh. Let's see here. Now only if I knew how to do things.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be under persistent stream key, so all should go live at the same time.
Light tools. Okay, that seems right. Custom RTMP update title not supported. Dude, I don't do this.
I have no idea what he's been. Look, when I hit the button, a couple seconds later, this actually says go live. I didn't know he was doing something.
That says unable to connect.
I mean, you've got to have the stream key.
Display name. I can go get that. I can do that.
Oh, I'm gonna starting off. Put myself down here as where I was supposed to be. This is one of my 2 doubles for.
You're starting it off. Yeah. So anyway, just to fill everyone in who's listening on the radio and every other platform that we're on outside of the one that we're supposed to be on, we have a debt to pay. Yeah, we all have a debt to pay. Every single one of us has a debt to pay.
Yeah, we owe.
Including you, Conan, even though you're probably watching on Facebook and we're not there, and you're like, "Hello, where are you?"
Yeah, like Brian O'Brien.
Yeah, Brian O'Brien. Display name. Can we do that? Save. Okay. Toggle channel. Please restart your broadcast software.
Really?
Please restart your broadcast software. That's what it told me.
Do you really want me to do that?
Yeah, why not? Restart the broadcast software. Who cares?
Okay. So I will stop the stream. There you go.
Connecting. I see things happening over here.
All right.
Warning. Periscope gives a warning.
Yeah, Periscope always gives a warning.
Twitch is like, I'm thinking about doing things. YouTube's thinking about doing things, and our Facebook is thinking about doing things. Right. Facebook said no.
Facebook said no. Huh.
Unable to connect.
Huh.
Edit settings. I don't know what to do.
I don't either.
I can't help Facebook.
Nope.
I can't help Facebook. I wonder if he's well enough to fix things.
I mean, if it would let me use OBS over here, then I would do that.
I got really loud over there.
Really?
Only when you stop talking. Like now that I talked, we're good. Everything's good. Oh, this is Radio Gold, people.
Yeah, man, we got to do our best, right? Putting the best foot forward here. Let me go ahead and take this drink.
Well, you're doing legit.
Yubba yubba. Oh, it's done.
You're doing legit shot. I got some,
Oh no! I said I was going to do I said I was going to do 2 doubles, and so I poured 1 double, and it's probably a double and a half, but that's okay. I'll pay a little over. Hey, speaking of the honorary mention, here he is.
Ooh,
Lou. Do we want to take?
Wow. I don't know. Do we? I mean,
it is just the 2 of us.
Do we dime him out? The whole reason why we haven't answered the phone in 2 weeks is we placed a bet.
Be like, man, we were just talking about you, Lou.
If he calls back again, you'll bring him in.
Okay.
Actually, 3 strikes, you're out. It's baseball. It's
okay,
baseball
so
in America.
3 strikes, you're in?
3 strikes, you're in. Baseball night in America.
All right. Baseball night with the 8-Bit Bros. It's kind of like basketball at this point then, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't do anything. It just says no.
It just says no.
Unable to connect. YouTube's still trying to connect. Sending data.
Trying to read. I'm back live over here.
All right, everyone, come and visit us over on YouTube.
Yeah, we might want to send a post out there. Let me
doing it right now.
Wave at everything.
I got to go to YouTube to get the link so people know where to come. So why don't you yibber yabber a little bit about your weekend? What did you do this weekend that was awesome?
Oh, let's see. What did I have going on this weekend? Well, the one thing, and it's funny that Webb's not here, and I'm going to talk about it finally, but everybody knows a few weeks back, Destiny Forsaken came out, and we've hinted little conversations about it here or there, but now we're at the end of a story that's been going on since Forsaken started. And what we've got is Destiny 2 Forsaken dropped. A week later, the raid dropped. And over the next 3 weeks since then, a very big area of the new DLC, the Dreaming City, has been going down in taken absorption. And so I've just been grinding the ever-loving crap out of that, and that's what I did a lot of the weekend, getting ready for this trip, and loving my fantasy football weekend.
We'll get to that. We have a whole lot to talk about in the fantasy football week.
Yeah, no, but loving that weekend.
That a little bit.
Both leagues I was happy with, and my guys being on a bye week this week, so I didn't have any kind of letdown as far as that was concerned. I was able to just kind of sit back and not worry about anything else. Got out there doing the finalities of yard work out there today, and preparing the place for my cousin to come stay, because he's going to watch the Five Pooches while we're gone.
Nice.
And then excitingly looking forward to drinking this daggum Jack. I just opened the bottle tonight, man. I was like, I can't go early on it, even though I like my Jack. I can't go early on it.
Just think, today's Tuesday, which puts us 5 days out to doing shots of Jack together, because you only have me to do shots of Jack with outside of your girl.
Yeah, she doesn't really. I mean, she does them every now and again. She actually picked up some Fireball.
All right, I have one job for you down in NOLA, and that is to find me the Cane Break beer. You remember Cane Break?
I remember Cane Break. It was like your all-time favorite beer. It's the one on your list that probably gets the 5, like mine is.
It's one of my 5s. There are a few beers on my list that get a 5.
Yeah, now I've got 2, but
I think I have probably about 8 or 9.
Beer-wise, you are drinking Pabst. What else?
Drinking Pabst tonight, and I also have a couple Stellas in the fridge. Tonight was like kind of clean the fridge kind of night. I, like you, no, I'm not heading to NOLA like everyone else. I'm going to cover Comic-Con, and as you've probably seen in Slack, I'm blowing everything up by interviews that are scheduled, and calls I'm attending, and after parties I'm attending, and I haven't even added the people that we've had on our show that I'm going to meet up with.
Right.
Listen, App Comics from Weed Magic. I'm going to hang out with those cats. Probably throw back a few beers. Maybe get some superpowers. Who knows what could happen with that? Ultrabaz. I still can't bring myself to buy that.
Really? An ale brewed with lime and agave, and it's in the Goza style. Now that I've officially looked up the word.
Goza?
Goza.
It's from a region of Germany where it was a long-lost recipe from many, many moons ago that they unearthed someplace.
Right.
I want to say a church.
Yeah.
Or a brewery that was converted to a church or something along those lines. Somebody gave me a history lesson on it one time. Some big German beer guy.
The funniest part about it being called a Goza is the fact that it is literally spelled GOSE -UH is for its pronunciation, even though it's GOSE is all that it is. They were like, look, there's more letters, but we just didn't put them on the word. But they're supposed to be there. So instead of having silent letters like a lot of other places do, they have invisible letters that were supposed to be on the end of Goza, but just never made it onto the sheet of paper.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now let me see if I can actually save this post, share this post to peoples. That would be kind of cool.
Kind of. That's crazy to me that didn't connect, man.
Of course not. I mean, why would it do things that we needed to do when he's not here? Then he's the one who knows how to make things happen.
I was going to say, he's the only one that, like, whatever he had done over there, I do not know how to do. Because I didn't know that the reason he was doing something affected Facebook every week.
Like, while he's doing that, I'm getting, like, Facebook set up and got Bitly tab open so I can go take the Facebook link and Bitly it to drop it into tweets so it's not a stupid-ass gargantuan tweet.
Oh, I got one for you here. Anderson Valley Brewing Company is the name of the brewing company.
I get that. I enjoy their beer.
Briny Melon Goza.
Ooh.
You get the watermelon, but it's a salty fucking beer.
See, so that means they overdid it with the salt.
No, it's briny melon. That's the title of the beer, briny melon, and you get a very briny flavor out of it. It's got that heavy, briny, water, salty kind of thing going. You're like, man, and not for anything, when I was growing up, that's what you did. You put salt on your watermelon, you put salt on your turnip, you put salt on your tomato, and you ate them. That was it. That was the extent of what you did. You know, so it kind of was a kick back to home. I was a little taken back by the fact that the melon was like right there just enough for you to be like, watermelon. But the Goza doesn't come through on it as much as the brininess was right there with the watermelon. I was like, all right, I can do this. I was like, definitely didn't think it was a Goza, but
this I tell you right now is not going to be in my palate at all.
What, that? No, probably not. But like
just
I said,
watermelon alone, because I've had a couple of watermelon wheats and stuff like that, and no bueno.
You would have been intrigued by what was said on the can versus how it came across the palate. You'd be like, all right, so that is not what I expected out of it, but okay. I still don't like it, but that was definitely not what I thought it was going to taste like. And that was kind of how it hit me. I was just like, all right, whatever. Same thing I have to say with the lime and agave of the Otra Vez.
I see. I might be able to do that just simply because of the lime. The agave in me like puts it over the top on the sweet, but I don't know how malty it is.
It's all lime and sweet. It's all on that side of lime and sweet.
Well, you asked me what I was drinking other than my Pabst Blue Ribbon and whatever else I had going on, and I am drinking Buffalo Trace in order to pay my debts to the man.
That's right.
An outstanding Kentucky straight
Tonight I took a L, but tomorrow I'll bounce back.
Right? I got a big day tomorrow. Tomorrow's like last day of work, and then it's like get your head in the game, figure out what you got to do, because come Thursday, yeah, you thought work was hard this week? You ain't seen nothing yet, son.
Yeah, so what are you doing?
You're going to be working to walk to the bathroom through 150,000 people.
You got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Walking Dead panel is 8 p.m. Saturday. Ends at 10 p.m. Saturday, which puts me an hour and a half out from home. So let's do the math. That's 11:30. By the time I get home, let the dog out, unwind, and all that, we're going to call it, what, 12:30?
Ish. Yeah.
Ish. Yeah, I got to be up at 4:30 to be at the airport at 5 for a 7 a.m. flight because Spirit says 2 hours.
Yep. Well, that's what I was telling my girl about us coming back, too. I'm like, going down's nothing, babe. We're going to, like...
Get on the train and go to bed.
Well, it'll be Thursday night. I'll get out of the show. We'll fucking hang out for a little while with my cousin, making sure he's all comfortable and familiar with what his task for the next week's going to be. And you and I'll go to the train station, hop on a train, and go to bed. I was like, that's kind of going to be our night then. We'll wake up whatever time we wake up in the morning and, you know, walk around on the train, let you see what area of the country that we ended up in while you were asleep. And
well, where are you figuring you're going to be? So you're leaving North Carolina. I should really look up the train route. You go through Florida and along the coast, or do you kind of...
No, it goes straight down the Georgia. Like, we'll touch South Carolina over into Georgia and then, like, the Mississippi, Alabama kind of thing and into New Orleans.
I still want to do. What up, Marquette? Professional Sutton. That is Marquette Sutton. I figured things out.
Yeah, that is Mark Sutton.
What up, Marquette?
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Get points. I get points.
Yeah, 8 points. Points per man. No dinging.
What? No dingy ding.
No ding. It wasn't those kind of points.
Yeah. So I say this every time we talk about trains, but I want to take the train from New York to San Francisco for $250.
Yeah.
Buy a seat and go.
Right.
I would love to do that. And I think come spring, I might actually do that. Even though now would kind of really be the cool time to do it. Follow fall across the country.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
But you'd have to really time it right. Like here, leaves really haven't started turning yet. I mean, what are we? We're in October, and
the thing is, though, is timing it right. That train price goes up because of those leave views. Through certain areas of the country, train prices are definitely hyped up for their views.
I'm just going to need to figure out at what point in time is it $249, get on it on a Sunday, take it across the country and work on the train as I'm going, staring out at the beautiful scenery, get to where I need to be on whatever day. I think it's 4 or 5 days, 6 days, whatever day, however many days it takes, hang out for the weekend, turn around and do it all over again.
Come back, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that just sounds like a dream trip, man. That's got to be one of the best rides. I mean, considering this time we were looking at sleepers, if we would have booked enough in advance, you know, when I was looking at all the dates and everything else, and it just kept getting closer and closer and closer, the day I was almost about to order the train tickets, I needed to wait and make sure that everything else was taken care of and that our days were right. And
because she had to take time off and
right. So I was looking at all of that, and then by the time I got back to the tickets, they were going to be, for the round trip, it was going to be $1,200.
Might as well fly. Yeah, flying had to be cheaper.
It would have been. But we're good on what we paid to do this trip.
As long as you're good. Hey, I'm good on what I paid to do this trip.
On what we paid to do this trip, we're good. That would have been if we'd have got the sleeper car, like the sleeper, sleeper box. It would have been $1,200.
You want to know why it was $1,200? Because you wanted Amari Cooper's car.
No, it went
now out of service again because he had the game of his life last weekend.
Yeah, well, it went from what would have been just about $1,000 when I first looked at the tickets, and it went, and then it went up like $175, $200 as it got closer to us doing it. And the one we were looking at was, it's just had the 2 beds and kind of the little alcove for your luggage and shit.
Right.
I really would like to get one of the bigger rooms that's got the 2 alcove, like the alcove, the 2 beds, and the chair inside of it. So you can just like hang out.
Whoa. You want a chair now? We're sorry, that's an extra $575.
Actually, there wasn't that big of a price difference on it. I was kind of surprised, but they were like, none left available. I was like, damn.
So what'd you get? Just regular
coach? We're just going to coach.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the way I generally travel.
Remember the great time you had with the lovely ladies you traveled down to New Orleans with?
Yeah, it was a great time, man. The 3 old ladies from New Zealand.
I mean, think about that. You sat there and had a chill time, probably got drunk with the ladies from New Zealand while they drink their vodkas or gins or whatever they had.
I didn't really drink with them as much as I did the couple from Alabama that was just hyped on some Go Tide the entire time we were on
so you walked the line of Roll Tide.
Well, I hung out with some people that just wanted to roll Tide. I was like, all right, as long as we're drinking, I'm cool. Y'all talk whatever y'all want to talk about.
Yeah, by the way, don't get me to say Roll Tide. I won't.
I was like, I'm from
There are 2 things in this world I will not say. Roll Tide, and the other one just happens to begin with an R.
That's right. Ends with Peterman.
All Peterman.
Ends with Peterman.
Say it.
Starts with an R, ends with Peterman. Nope.
No, will not say that.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
No. The other Mr. Peterman.
I'm getting excited like every day as I'm going to the city and I'm riding my bus and I was like, is there a little yellow airplane over there? Because that could be my little yellow airplane over there. There was no little yellow airplane over there.
Right.
Now, because my little yellow airplane's going to leave at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Woohoo.
But why don't we jump to break? When we come back from break, I don't know. Maybe why don't we? You want to break down Fantasy Weekend? You want to get that out of the way before Tommy Toon calls in?
We can break down Fantasy Weekend. It was an enjoyable one.
It was a beautiful weekend. You saw our little private messages there with the DFS group.
Hey, not for anything. I almost got the Browns almost came back on me.
Oh yeah. You almost had a.
Did you
of the Browns?
Did you see his quarterback was Mahomes?
One touchdown.
Yeah, hey, just like he said.
All things are relative, my friend.
We'll go to break and definitely pick this conversation up.
Hey, Pit Bros, we'll be back right after this.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
What up? It's Jeffrey from Beer Belly Sports, and this is the 8-Bit Bros right here on Ironic Radio.
Bud Light presents Real American Heroes.
Real American Heroes.
Today we salute you, Mr. Losing Locker Room Reporter.
Mr. Losing Locker Room Reporter.
Wherever a semi-naked man is crying like a schoolgirl because he lost a ball game, you are there.
So sad to bad now.
Why did they lose? Because some millionaire dropped the ball. A millionaire who needs a mic stuck in his face on national television.
Oh, no.
Go ahead. Wear your cashmere blazer to work. No one's going to pour champagne on it where you're going.
They're just losers.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh bringer of bad news. You're not a big loser. You just interview them.
Don't want to talk about it.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
You got something you want to get off your chest? We want to hear it. Call in 917-720-3038. The Ironic Radio hotline is now open. Ironic Radio. Well, isn't it?
I'm listening to 8-Bit Bros.
Oh, how you like that, buddy? How's that feel?
Oh, God.
How's that feel?
I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke. Now I slam it when I'm done and make sure it's broke. When I'm gone, no one gets on, cause I won't let nobody press up and mess up the scene I set. I like to stand in the crowd and watch the people wonder, damn. But think about it, then you understand. I'm just an addict, addicted to music. Maybe it's a habit. I gotta use it, even if it's jazz or the quiet storm. I hook a beat up, convert it into hip-hop form. Write a rhyme and graffiti in every show you see me in. Deep concentration, cause I'm no comedian. Jokers are wild, if you wanna be tame. I treat you like a child and you're gonna be named another enemy, not even a friend of me. Cause you'll get fried in the end when you pretend to be competing. Cause I just put your mind on pause and I complete when you compare my rhyme with yours. I wake you up and as I stare in your face, you seem stunned. Remember me, the one you got your idea from. But soon you start to suffer. The tune will get rougher when you start to stutter. That's when you had enough of fighting it'll make you choke. You can't provoke, you can't cope. You should have broke because I ain't no joke. Question as serious as cancer. Who can keep the average dancer hyper as a heart attack? Nobody smiling, cause you're expressing the rhyme that I'm styling. This is what we all sit down to write. You can't make it, so you take it home, break it and bite. Use pieces and bits of all my hip-hop hits. Get the style down packed, then it's time to switch. Put my tape on pause and add some more to yours. Then you figured you're ready for the neighborhood chores. The EMCEE, don't even try to be. When you come up to speak, don't even lie to me. You like to exaggerate, dream and imaginate, then change the rhyme around that can aggravate me. So when you see me come up, freeze, or you'll be one of those 7 MCs. They think that I'm a new jack, but only if they knew that. They who think wrong or they who can't do that style that I'm doing, they might ruin patterns and paragraphs based on you and your offbeat DJ. If anything he play sound familiar, I'll wait till he say play him. So I'ma have to diss who broke. You can get a smack for this. I ain't no joke. Joke. Hold the microphone like a grudge. Be a hold a record so the needle don't budge. I hold a conversation cause what I invent, I nominated my DJ the president. When I'm CL, keep the freestyle.
Welcome back to the 8-Bit Bros. Mine is Webboy. What are you pointing at, man?
Your dog and your cat were looking out of the same bowl when I first fucking pointed.
No. She's drinking water and he's finally eating dinner. That's why he's been so good. I've withheld. Trick.
Trick. Feed.
Now he's right here. You see where he is, right here.
Feed during show.
Feed during show, and good things happen. I usually feed him around 7.
All right.
But all flummoxed and everything. I asked Webby if he could fix. He goes, I see nothing wrong.
What is he watching?
We're not on Facebook.
I mean, I may be
just
wrong.
saying. But hey, it's cool. Anyway, fantasy football weekend. You had as good of a weekend as I did.
Well, yours was all in the money realm, right?
No, I won both leagues.
Oh,
dude, I crushed in the home league. The only one who crushed better than I crushed was Guns, who I beat last week, so it's okay. You can crush this week. I'm still ahead of you in points.
In the wet t-shirts, right?
Yes, but you're 4-0, and I will give you... Oh, are you showing me the 4 Brady rings? Is that what you're...
No, actually, I really hope Conan's in here because you could suck it, boy.
Conan is not in here, and you should text that boy and tell his ass to get up. You know what? Yep. I will private message him.
All I'm saying is he's the one that when we were drafting was like, Thump won't do nothing unless I help him draft. And here I am, 4-0, on my own merit.
Where you at, bruh? Where you at?
Just beat you this week.
What?
And that's because Drew Brees not only underperformed as far as his stats were concerned for fantasy, but he won that game and still underscored Eli because that's who Conan also had was Eli on the other side. And Eli hit 42 of his 44 points, but Drew only got like 23 or 33, something like that, of his 52 he was supposed to get.
I'm telling you, I sent him the link and I said, get your ass on YouTube. Thump has something to say to you.
Oh, yeah. Let me see him over there. Because I'm sitting in YouTube chat.
So am I. Why not?
All right, here goes number 2 to the man. Tonight I take
a trade alert. We got a trade alert. It just came across the desk in the wet t-shirts. You and I can sit here and determine whether or not. God, I have so many bullshit.
Pontificate.
Whether or not it's a good trade. Whether or not we're gonna.
Not for anything. I looked back at.
We can vote on said trade.
I looked back at one trade that I should have taken when it was for Aguilar.
Oh! In this league,
Aguilar for O.J. Howard.
You didn't take it, did you?
No, I didn't. But look, the good part about it is OJ's injury is only 2 to 4 weeks. Not as bad as everybody thought it was going to be. So I'm still holding on to OJ. And I'm not giving
okay,
it up.
we got shit going on listener league. All right, Connor's toast, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's all old news. Trade alert from Bell Cow Ricky.
Oh, I think
so. Apparently, there is a trade somewhere in our listener league that we need to go pay attention to.
It's between him and the Wookiee, right?
Probably the number 2, the number 1, number 2 team. By the way, I'm number 3. I'll just leave it at that.
And this is listener league.
It is listener league.
Okay, I'm there.
By the way, I am on paying debt number 2.
Oh yeah, you're second. Who's gonna?
Yes, not my second.
Who's taking care of the third man's debt?
Oh no!
Are we gonna drag that out of him in New Orleans?
No, we will drag that out of him when he is back in studio.
Oh, it's gotta be paid between 2 hours.
And unfortunately, I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong, and I will side with whatever you determine as the tiebreaker in this, because we'll know what he'll say. I think interest should be paid. Because today was determined as D-Day to pay the debt.
Right.
And he's not here to pay the debt. Therefore, there should be some kind of level interest. I mean, yes, granted, he is sick and he used the sick day. And even the NFL doesn't penalize players unless you're Alex Smith for getting hurt or being sick.
Right.
But
let's see.
I don't know. I mean, do we accrue interest on said debt?
Is it going to be next Tuesday that he gets to pay?
No, because we won't be live next Tuesday because I'll be in the air unless you guys are going to do a show. And when he found out that I booked a later flight, he's like, I told you we're not going to miss a show. I'm like, dude, you never said any. I didn't even know when your flights were, bro. How would I know? I figured you were taking a late flight out and we were doing a best of next Thursday because we were doing shows today and Thursday. You were doing a show from down there Thursday. Next Tuesday was a travel day for 2 parts of the party.
I'm here Thursday.
You're here Thursday, but you come home next Friday, right?
Yes.
So you're the yet to be determined factor of next Thursday show.
I will be on the train all day next Thursday.
So you will be calling in from the...
Our return is the 11th, where I get on at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we do not get home for 20 and a half hours. So it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, Friday morning.
So you're going to be doing a show all sorts of sloppy on a train on Thursday night.
I will be calling in via Skype.
Mobile Skype.
Right. So y'all get ready for like somebody else is going to have to handle WBLZ line.
We'll sort that out.
Or whatever.
There'll be video. Yeah, just to let you all know. Hey, there's no video tonight. There's not going to be any video come all next week.
Yeah, Facebook people.
Unless we hook up Debbie's tablet and do something like we used to do where we just fire the tablet up and it all sit there like this.
The good part about it is actually we could do, because we're all going to be in one location, we could do an on-site Facebook Live.
Yeah.
It just won't be all the other stuff.
Oh, we could do Facebook. We should do like random Facebook Live videos while we're in NOLA all together.
That's right. 8-Bit Bros on vacation.
Bloody Mary. Little short hitters.
Bloody Mary. An hour on Bourbon Street.
Hey, I'm looking at Bourbon Street right now. I'm like, okay, I fly in Sunday. I fly out Tuesday. I'll hit Bourbon Street Sunday night. Perfect. We got game Monday, which I'm going to have a boatload of a fun time walking around going, what do you got for a ticket? Oh. All right, hold that thought. What do you got for a ticket? Who wants to give it to me cheaper?
Did Webb tell you where ours were?
Yes. And from my understanding, he could have bought 20 of those seats. So I'm thinking of buying a ticket and just walking in with all y'all.
Yeah, hey. there were quite a few of them there. Also,
but I also have no problem following the team down around the field, and if it's a field goal or a touchdown or a punt, either if it's a punt, stay on that side of the stadium and follow the game back down the other side of the stadium.
Right.
If it's a touchdown, by the time you get all the way around, you're doing the kickoff and you're following the game all the way down the field. I have no problem doing that.
The way their stadium's designed, we found out real quick that walking that middle concourse is a blast.
It's exactly what I'm going to do.
Because you can go and celebrate. You can go and celebrate things with so many of the fan groups. Last time we were there at the Panthers game, and it was Saints fans this way. Then the next time you'd come around the corner, there'd be a Panthers fans in this corner, and so it was good for that measure. I think it's funny this week that not only do me and Webb get to sit there and talk shit and compete with each other as our teams are facing each other, but we're also against each other this week in fantasy too. And
oh shit!
And I'm heavy projected to beat him right now.
No, bro. You know the really crazy part of this is, so we're both in the same 2 fantasy leagues. You're in my home league that I commission every year. It's a very long-standing league that we have been doing, and we morph it every year. We do something different just to keep it exciting and fresh and new and whatever. So go look at his 2 records, okay? He has a record in the listener league, and he has a record in the home league. Now we know he drafted the listener league. We also know he auto-drafted the home league. Now I want you to go look at the 2 records, and I'll let you explain from there. Oh, have you found it yet? Oh, the hand's on the mouth.
Wow. All right, so he's...
Go ahead.
So he's 1-3-0
in the listener league.
In the listener league.
Yes. Correct.
And he is 2-2 in our league. Yeah, in our league.
In the auto draft league. No. We're going to refer to it as the auto draft league.
Wow. Actually, he's scoring really good in the auto draft league too.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, even with
double. This by far outside of the IDP, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed doing the IDP stuff, like the individual defensive players. I know a lot of people didn't because you had no stats, and because we play Yahoo, they don't give you anything, and there's not a whole lot of information out there unless you want to pay for it. So it makes it very difficult, and you go by names you know. I love doing the individual. I wanted to expand it to be like you had your offensive roster, and then you played the complement of the defense, like 4 linemen, 4 linebackers, 4 defensive backs.
Yeah.
So we're literally rolling a team out there of 26 people or 22 people, however many we determine with flexes and all that.
Man, that would be crazy.
I'd love to get into a league like that. Maybe we do the listener league that way next year. But the draft would take forever.
I was like, we wouldn't get that done in our 2 hours, even with an extended show. We'd have to start drafting, and then everybody start watching and listening during the middle of the draft.
We would have to do that draft on literally like a Sunday morning when nobody has anything going on.
Yeah.
Or we just flat out auto draft the league and play it.
Ooh.
I mean, really dirty with it. You just auto draft the league, and that's what you get.
Oh man, that would be. Oh.
And then you start encouraging trades and the whole 9 yards. So I can't find this trade anywhere.
Yeah, I thought
trades. I see nothing. Pending transactions. I have transactions. And I'm the commissioner, mind you. I'm the one who
No, I mean everything I'm looking at is like all transactions was like my last move.
Yeah, and there's a tab over from there where you can click on trades, and it says no recent transactions. So somebody needs to hit us up and give us some knowledge of what the trade is.
Recent messages.
We need to know the trade. And I'm surprised we can't see it because I'm pretty sure if I go look at our commissioner tools, I'm the commissioner. If I had set it up that I need to approve it, I would have gotten a notification.
Right. It says trade review changed by commissioner to league votes. And we're not getting a message for league votes.
League? I had to change that in our home league because Yahoo screwed up.
Yeah, I see that.
Connor for Aguilar is the trade. I would approve that trade. Bell Cow Ricky, you keep soaking up your Steelers there. I look at your team, and you have a good team right now. You have a very good team right now. But you are like 2 injuries away from being bust. You have way too many eggs in in too few baskets.
Oh, speaking of that Pittsburgh, can we just, while we're highlighting the Pittsburgh team here for a moment, can we talk about that Bale, that tweet today?
Week 7. Everyone's like, "Oh, Le'Veon Bell's coming back week 7," which is their bye week. Okay, but Le'Veon Bell goes out yesterday and goes, "I'll take all the hits in the world, my boy Earl Thomas. This is exactly why I'm not coming back to play this year."
Yep.
And so Steelers are like, Le'Veon Bell coming back week 7.
No, see, the thing is what I got today was not that Le'Veon's coming back week 7, but is the fact that if they don't get something sorted out, he may fancy himself. He wants to retire a Steeler, but he may fancy himself in the other team there in Pennsylvania. He said they seem to be high on the list of possibilities that would be willing to snatch him up.
See, I don't hear any of that. You imagine him and Jay Ajayi in the same locker room?
That's what he said.
Fuck what he says. What do you think about that? Jay Ajayi, him, Chris Clement, who's a very young, upcoming...
That was a weird noise, right? There it comes across your page. It's like, oh, Le'Veon Bell said he'd go to Philadelphia.
No, that was Debbie goes, "Oh, the phone line's not working."
Who? Who said?
Are you not taking my calls purposely? Or our phone line's not working?
Who is that?
Webby.
I haven't seen him call in. Let me look over here.
Oh, back.
No, the last call I've got today is from Senor Lewis.
Louis.
Do you remember the number, my friend?
Earlier. 917-720-3038. Does that help you out, brah?
I mean, he was probably calling.
I'll even give it to you so you can just tap on it and click, yes, I want to call.
He was probably calling 216-539-9967.
Oh, wait, no, that was negative for him. Plus for you, bro. Wait, bring it up. Bring it up. Well done. Well done.
Not even here, Webby, I'd lose points. Damn it.
Damn, man. That shit's crazy.
He said, you're wrong. I won.
Who?
That's what Webb said in YouTube.
You won in one league this week, bro. The other league, you had the lowest amount of scored points. I don't know what you're looking at.
That clearly is not the phone number to call into the Ironic Network.
Right. Ironic Network. Go to radio.co/Ironic Network.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. So, fantasy this week. You did well. You're 4-0 in the home league.
4-0 in the home league, 2-2 in the other league. I beat the Browns.
You're holding tight. You're holding tight in our little listener league here.
Hey, I was Oakland this week. I beat the Browns. Scraped one out.
Bro, the Browns, you didn't scrape anything out. He had no hope in hell. Come on.
No, look, not for anything. I think if he wouldn't have named his team the 2017 Browns the day before we were supposed to start play, I think it would have been different. Because if you look at the lineup,
hey, at least the 2017 Browns are holding true, and they're 0-4.
Dude, he was projected to beat me going into that game, and then the games all started, and you posted the score in Slack.
Do you like that?
You were like, 47 to -3. I was like, oh, damn.
Come on, bro. It's all in good fun. I mean, we're all friends. This is how we roll. I mean, come on. I want him in the home league next year. I think I'm going to make an exception to expand the league and bring him in next year into the home league. If he plays this this year, because I'm not going to fault him for the first couple games, because he was honest as like...
He was stuck.
I'm done. I'm baked. And gladly we could figure out a way to do it. All right, so Webby's saying the phones are fucked. So... Webby, sit tight. 9 o'clock. We're gonna rinse and repeat. And
are you trying to phone call?
Or are you trying to Skype in? Well, he doesn't have Skype on his.
What are you trying to do? 917.
So starting at the bottom of the barrel, we have the 2017 Browns that are doing very well at 0-4. We have No Limit Soldiers, who I believe I'm playing this week, and if all the cards fall in the right way, he will beat me. Hands down, he will beat me. Matchups are in his favor. I beat Bumwine Bob, who is riding at a 1-3.
He's right. Phones are down.
Do you want to rinse and repeat?
I don't think that's the issue. It gave me a busy signal. I think Skype's phone lines are down.
Oh,
I think that's why we only got one Lou call.
Why not make it all wonderful?
Yeah, I think that's why we only ended up with one Lou call. Hey, Webb. I know you're listening to the show at least.
Oh, wait. Maybe
right before the show, I was transferring and trading out microphone cables because I turned on my computer today and I would talk into this beautiful microphone that I spent a lot of money on. Well, that my girl spent a lot of money on. And I was talking to it. And it was not saying anything to anybody. And it didn't matter what I did, it would not play.
And I was talking to it, and it was not saying anything to anybody.
Are we better now?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to have him call, because with the new Mac OS 12 and the new Mojave, I can transfer calls between my devices.
Oh, well, there you go. That's
so
cool.
I wanted to have him call in,
but call Ren.
No sooner do I have him call in, you're going to reverb like a motherfucker.
Oh, yes, this would be a thing. Unless you mute Skype.
Okay.
Mute my voice on Skype.
Webby, call my phone.
Yeah, mute my voice coming to you on Skype.
I've already done that. I do that all the time.
No, because at the moment that you actually mute it, we'll see what happens.
He said he'll Skype in after the break.
Okay, yeah, that works. But yeah, it was like watching that team underperform was kind of heartbreaking for me as I watched it. But then last night, you want to talk about the tensions getting high? I'm sitting there looking.
It's the largest rivalry game in football.
Yeah, but I am looking at our league, the double-doubles, and Sammy Watkins goes out early.
Yep.
And Denver's scoring. So my defense is toast.
Yeah, but
my wide receiver was out, and I needed 30 points to get the win when the game started to beat Conan, because he was 30 points ahead and I had 3 players left to go, and I'm like, all right. I was like, I got this in the fucking bedpan right here. It's done. I ain't even got to get up for this one. It's done. And all of a sudden I see Sammy's out. And I see those scores go up. And I'm looking. And I'm like, oh, shit, man. This is not going well. I was like, watch this still beat me. And I had 3 players left to go on the next day after he was done. I was like, he's going to be talking so much smack. But Mahomes did what Mahomes does. And he was superstar, which is a very funny name for him.
Every time I go to Pro Football Talk, NBC, it's like all it is the headline. It gives you nothing else. For literally like the past week and a half, somewhere in the top 3 headlines is Mahomes MVP. Mahomes franchise quarterback. Mahomes MVP. I mean, literally, like every day they're keeping the same article there, and they're just flip-flopping back and forth onto which one they want to show in literally the top 3 articles.
I have to say, based on his performance in this game, that for him to be able to kind of rally around and get that team, like he said before the game, she asked him how many touchdowns she didn't. She asked him if he knew how many touchdowns it was going to take to break the record, which was 16. And he needed 4 in order to do it. And he was like, the one thing I have to say is that it only needs to be as many touchdowns as it takes to win.
And that's a very old soul and a young quarterback. I will give him that.
He did it, man. He did. He did as many touchdowns as it needed to be to win. It wasn't the 4. Right. It didn't take that.
The one problem I have with this entire...
And he threw a left-handed ball. For a completed pass. For the first time ever in his entire career.
No. The one problem I have with this entire narrative, and yes, he's been lights out. He's been... everything everybody could possibly imagine. We talked about him years ago when he was drafted, and I said to everybody, he's the next Brett Favre. Look at how he throws the ball. He guns the ball.
Yeah, he's got a rocket.
What did everyone say about Brett Favre? I hated being his receiver because I walked out of there with broken fingers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Him and Kelsey couldn't connect at all.
So we
early.
all know that narrative right now, right? Yeah. So we have this whole narrative. What's the first article I see this morning is no one has ever thrown the ball as hard and accurate as Patrick Mahomes. I'm sitting here going, wow, are you clickbait or what, bro? Because everybody compared this kid to Brett Favre.
Yeah, to the guy who threw precision rocket shots.
Into double, triple coverage at a bazillion miles an hour to make the throw.
Hey, I understand where you're coming from with the fact that, now they're wanting to downgrade your quarterback. But you gotta give at least the credit on this end of it. We're watching him play right now, and he is playing just like he's your guy. Now, you're right. That's clickbait if they're going to sit here and be like, oh, look, nobody else has ever done this. And
dynamic of the game, I believe, is what the headline was. And I'm sitting here going, what? Say what? All right, why don't we cut the break?
He changed the dynamic as much as I did. Hey, Garza, what up?
Miguel, welcome to the show. All right, we're going to jump to break. When we come back, we'll keep talking about fantasy. We're going to see if we can get Webby in here.
Hey, Coded. All I'm saying, man, is 4-0. And look, yours and my game, you definitely could have beat me this weekend, and I was definitely worried about it. But the fact that I am 4-0 after what you said during the draft about your ability to coach me into a winning season, I like where I'm sitting right now as far as that's concerned. And the fact that I did it on my own, and now you can't put that thumb on top of my win when I'm sitting here at 4-0 in the season. And I didn't even do that year. So I lost the first game and then won the next 12.
All right, last bit of housekeeping because I see this going on in the Listener League draft. The rules for trades are all league managers can vote on said trade. Trades take 2 days.
Yes.
You did it today. It'll be done Friday.
Right.
It will not be Tuesday. It should be Thursday. If it's not Thursday, then Yahoo fucked up again because they fucked up the last trade that happened on Tuesday.
Miguel, what about them Cowboys, man? I mean, really. Honestly.
And with that note, we'll be back right after this.
Everybody buckle up. Buckle up. Let's go. Buckle up.
Can we go to the store? Come on,
Buckle up.
ice cream.
Everybody, buckle up.
A lot goes on in the car, but you're in control. So only move when you hear the click that says they're buckled in. Never give up until they buckle up. Learn more at safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
What up? It's Geoffrey from Beer Belly Sports, and this is the 8-Bit Bros right here on Ironic Radio.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Nudist Colony Activity Coordinator,
Mr. Nudist Colony Activity Coordinator.
wearing nothing but a whistle and a clipboard. You're living the real American dream. Getting paid to think up fun things to do naked.
Running free.
Sure, there's danger. Vinyl chairs, sunburns, chafage, and lawn darts completely out of the question.
Watch out now.
Your keen instincts tell you to stick to activities that involve lots of bouncing and jiggling. And if that doesn't work, who cares? You're all naked.
It's your birthday.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, nudie boy, because we all know when the going gets tough, the tough get naked.
The Nudist Colony Activity Coordinator.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
That's something you want to get off your chest? We want to hear it. Call in 917-720-3038. The Ironic Radio hotline is now open. Ironic Radio. Well, isn't it?
I'm listening to 8-Bit Bros.
Oh, how you like that, buddy? How's that feel?
Oh, God.
How's that feel?
24 hours, I need more hours with you. You spent the weekend getting even. Ooh. We spent the late nights making things right between us. But now it's all good, babe. Roll that backward, babe, and let me close. 'Cause girls like you run around with guys like me till sundown. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you love fun and yeah, me do what I want. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you. I spent last night on the last flight to you. I took a whole day up, trying to get way up. Ooh. We spent the daylight trying to make things right between us. And now it's all good, baby. Roll that backward, baby, and let me go. Cause girls like you roll around with guys like me till sundown. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you love fun and yeah, me do what I want. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 6:45. Maybe I'm barely alive. Maybe you taking my shit for the last time. Yeah. Maybe I know that I'm drunk. Maybe I know you're the one. Maybe I'm thinking it's better if you drive. Oh, 'cause girls like you run around with guys like me till sundown. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah.
Not too long ago, I was dancing for dollars. No, it's really real if I let you be my mama. You don't want a girl like me, I'm too crazy. Where every other girl you meet is fugazi. I'm sure them other girls were nice enough, but you need someone to spice it up. So who you gonna call? Cardi? Come and rev it up like a Harley. Why is the best food always forbidden? I'm coming to you now doing 20 over the limit. The red light, stop. I don't play when it comes to my heart, let's get it though. I don't really want a white horse in a carriage. I'm thinking more white horses and carriage. I need you right here, cause every time you fall, I play with this kitty like you play with your guitar.
Like you run around with guys like me till sundown. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah. Girls like you love how to get me. Do what I want when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah. I need a girl like you, yeah. I need a girl like you.
Welcome back to the 8-Bit Bros on this Tuesday with no Webby.
I gotta rebuild and actually fucking.
Oh, we got a Webby.
Yeah,
we got a Webby.
Oh wow, we got a on Death's Door Webby.
No, not on Death's Door. That was 3 hours ago.
When you were sitting in urgent care and they were saying, "Dude, you got the ick."
No, it wasn't the ick, but fucking close.
Well, it's got to be the ick. They gave you a Z-Pack. You should be feeling like $1 million in about 12 hours.
I'm hoping so. Trust me.
I know, because I need to pick you up from the airport, and I'm going to stick you in the trunk if you're still sick.
No, you need to take me to the airport, not pick me up.
Same difference.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I'm paying a debt here. You're taking antibiotics, all right? Eat a dick.
Hey, dude, you guys lost a bet, so.
So did you.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I didn't go over.
Everybody lost. Nobody hit scratch.
Yeah, I was gonna say nobody actually hit the mark, so everybody lost.
Well, hey, closest is the one that wins.
Yeah, that would have been Conan, not you.
No, it wouldn't. It would have been me. How many? 9 calls. I said 11.
No, you don't win, and we're accruing interest now.
You suck a dick.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that part.
So you have zero idea why we're not on Facebook? Just putting it out there?
I don't control that, so no, I don't.
No, see, that's just it. I did everything like I normally would do. I hit the button, and it has still not given me an activation over there.
Yeah, I see that, but I can't see anything wrong. That's what's fucked up.
Well, that's just it.
Even went in and edited the RTMP and put a title in. Thinking that's what fucked it up.
No.
Anyway, so we're here talking fantasy football on this Tuesday night. We're recapping the weekend. Webby, we did bring up, and I'm sure you heard, we did bring up the fact that your auto-drafted team is performing better than your drafted team. Do you
That's because I beat the shit out of the waiver wires to make it so.
Yeah, well, what's happening with the other one then?
What's happening with the team you drafted, bro?
Oh, every fucking move I make don't matter. Nobody performs. Just go look. What did I get? 3 points, 2 points, 1 point.
I gotta go. I honestly have to. His team. I looked at his team on Sunday while I was sitting there bouncing back and forth between DFS and what was going on in our listener league and our home league and all that. Bro, nobody on your team actually did something.
Nobody played. Nobody showed up to play on my entire fucking team.
No, not at all.
Okay, I lost my quarterback in the first half. Bye-bye.
Well,
the Saints game was a fucking disaster.
The magic was over.
Okay, yeah.
The Saints game. Then why don't you talk about that? How was the experience?
Oh, the fans suck, but that's New York for you. The game was great. I mean,
Did you take a lot of shit in the section you were in for not being in giant apparel?
Oh yeah, some guy told the babe to shut her fucking mouth. That's when I lost my shit.
Yeah, I distinctly remember seeing that message go out there that I'm glad I didn't get into the fight with that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to kick him in the back of the head. To tell a woman to shut her fucking mouth. Because why? Because your team is losing. What I saw out of the game is everything I've ever said about Eli Manning. He had that deer in the headlights look again. He has zero performance on the field. Odell Beckham is a fucking joke at this point.
Oh, here comes the Letterman.
Does the guy do anything at all? Besides whine and cry?
The only two people on your team that actually performed, I'll give you 3.
Ebron.
Landry.
Yeldon. Yep.
Ebron. And Yeldon was a smart play because we all did DFS, and I was like, I would not even go anywhere near Leonard Fournette.
Yeah. I left points on the bench.
Not a lot.
No.
Nothing that would it have turned the tide? Oh, yeah. It
Nelson would have, yeah.
So would have Graham. Both of those would have.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't
Nelson
run.
Over Ted Ginn, and who did you play as your...
And
Ebron? No.
Hey, Webb.
No. Ebron, Nelson. That's it.
Hey, Webb, let me say by you being the late call-in.
Yeah.
I officially had, now moving forward, have to call 8-bit Ren than you because your boxes were swapped. And every scene now is now built for y'all to be back in the other boxes.
All right. But the game otherwise was a good game. There's a lot of talk of that face mask penalty. I don't think it was a face mask penalty. I think they got that call right.
Oh, there was one last night.
Oh, wait. The face mask penalty where the guy literally grabbed the other side of the shoulder pad? No,
Yeah.
that was the horse collar.
That was the horse collar. That was a bad penalty. That was a very bad penalty.
Not a penalty.
No.
The face mask penalty? Yeah, he kind of had a pinky in that little lower quadrant of mask.
He grabbed him around the face and pulled his hand across this face mask. If it had been a face mask, you would have seen the player's head snap in some way, shape, or form, and that never happened.
Actually, if you need an example of that, just go back and watch the Denver game last night when old boy was running down the field and got his helmet turned around backwards.
Yeah.
Because that did happen in that game.
So now that I have Webby and I have you, Thump, I want to ask the ultimate question. Did you see? Now, obviously, the media comes out today and goes, NFL officials only called 5 roughing the passer penalties this past weekend. Did you see the roughing the passer penalty that they called on Baker Mayfield?
No.
Where the guy literally ran up to Baker Mayfield, brushed alongside of him, put his arms around and kind of gave him a little bit of a hug, and then walked away, and they threw a flag for roughing the passer. Literally the antithesis of everything that we have been like, how do you call that? And I'll tell you what, I give a lot of defensive players because now it's on everybody's head. Like, all these guys are wrapping up the quarterback and breaking their fall by twisting their bodies so the quarterback lands on them and they land on their back.
Or they land side by side. Or they land side by side.
And I watched, because the Packers sacked Josh Rosen 7 times in this football game. I mean, they made this dude look like a child who literally was Pop Warner. I know, Webby, you and I had this conversation about Ben Roethlisberger looking like a Pop Warner guy who's like, I don't know what to do.
Oh, man, he totally lost it in the second quarter.
Oh, man.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to play football.
Coach? The real question is, what's going on with that Pittsburgh team in that second half that can look so good in the first half of a game, even with the missing pieces and parts, and then just not do anything to change
I have 2 words for you. Offensive coordinator.
Not
It is
making
not a
any
top Haley
adjustments.
offense anymore.
You know what, bro? I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, 4 pass.
Todd Haley.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
Haley offense anymore.
4 passes in the third quarter and the first and second drive to Antonio Brown that aren't even close to him.
I do the same thing every time, except when I don't. Okay, when do you don't do that? I do the same thing every time, except when I don't. That's what that is. I'm used to this offense. Now they brought in this dude to run their offense as a coordinator, and every single veteran player on that team is either A, revolting, or B, the offense is so complicated nobody can wrap their brain around it. It's either one of the two.
Okay.
That's how I see it. And I said this out in our listener league little bullshit smack talk. Pittsburgh is a mess. I hate to say it. It's my kid's team. The NFL is better when Pittsburgh is playing good. But the problem is Pittsburgh is in a disarray. You have the drama with Le'Veon Bell. You have the drama on the other side with Antonio Brown. Give me the ball. You have Juju Smith-Schuster, who's just keeping his mouth shut, going, well, when you leave, I'm good, because that makes me the man.
Hey,
and you have
he's catching the ball.
I'm not sure. You have Ben going, I'm not really sure I even want to do this anymore.
He's catching the ball. That's all I got to say about Juju. Juju's doing his job and is like, I don't give a damn. All of whatever the hell any of y'all do. I don't care what Ben does. I don't care what Bell does. I don't care what Brown does. I'm doing my job.
Okay. Valid point. Let me take it a step further. How much of it is, Webby, you said a bunch of passes to Antonio Brown that were just not there. Oh. How much of that was Ben throwing the ball to where Antonio Brown should have been, and how much of that was Antonio Brown pulling up or changing the route, going, I don't want to run that route. I don't here because this is how I'm going to beat the guy, and you shouldn't be throwing it to the route. You know you have time. You should be throwing it to me because you and I got that chemistry that you know I can bust a route. So why don't you throw it to me as opposed to where you think I'm going to be?
I don't know. Everything you just said basically still would point back to it being Ben. It would have to be Ben's fault.
I don't think so.
Well, yeah, but based on what you just said, though, based on what you just said, it would still somehow everybody's looking at it as it's Ben's fault, whether that be the receiver, whether that be it's Ben's fault. Like he's got this belief that their chemistry is supposed to be there.
Bro, I will give you that. If Ben Roethlisberger threw a ball and it was blatantly behind Antonio Brown and he had to change direction, but he still got his hands on it, but he got his hands on it in enough time. I'm sorry. I'm an old school NFL guy that my dad taught me that if you can put your hands on the ball, you catch the ball.
You touch it, you catch it. Yeah, you touch it, you catch it.
Your job as a receiver, you touch it with 2 hands, you're catching the ball.
Wait, who was that Thursday with the deep bomb? Dropped right in the bread basket?
Every single person who played for the Rams went 100 yards and a TD.
Yo, but no. There was the one guy during the game, during one of the games in the past week and a half, where the ball was put perfect right there, bread basket. But the catch just didn't. The guy that was the wide receiver just didn't catch it.
And that's an example.
He didn't catch it. It hit him right in the hands, and he just didn't catch it. It might have even been in the Raiders game for all I know. But
look, how about Mike Tomlin has lost the locker room?
Well, yeah, we said.
How about?
Thank you, Tom. That's where I was taking this conversation.
Also, the Steelers' defense ain't actually been showing up either. But what's it with the NFL and defenses now? It's like there's been some low-scoring games, but it's like nobody can stop anybody anymore.
Well, that's because the defense is pulling up so scared of any contact that they make on the offense, because it's either hit on the defenseless receiver or hit on the game is so offensive heavy right now in the penalties. Like, if you touch a receiver inappropriately, you're getting a penalty. If you touch the quarterback, you're getting a penalty. If you hit that lineman too early, you're getting a penalty. Like, nobody's allowed to snap off the ball anymore. Everybody's got to pace themselves behind the offense.
Can I make a comment right here?
Go for it.
The NFL is doing exactly what the American public wants to happen in your world, Tom, soccer. They want high-scoring games. They want thrilling games where it is the highest-rated games of this past weekend were the Atlanta-Cincy game, the Raiders-Browns game, and any other game that was high-scoring that occurred this weekend. Those were what everybody... The Jet game changed in New York. The Jet game changed to the Falcons-Atlanta game.
First,
because the Jet game was such a fucking boring game. The Patriots game against Miami, when it was 24-0, changed to another game. Changed to the Atlanta-Cincy game. Every TV in the bar that I was sitting at, except for the Packer game, changed to that Atlanta-Cincy game at 1:00.
I hate to do this real quick, but I gotta interrupt just a little bit. Miguel, you were wrong, and just to let you know how you're wrong, I'm going to go ahead and throw this up over here for you real quick, give you that. And you are not in first place, my friend. The Redskins are still in first place and still have an over 500 record as it stands right now, which the Cowboys do not. So, back up.
You know what? Miguel should get in a car and drive from Houston next Sunday and meet all of us in NOLA.
Right?
That's what Miguel should do.
I agree. That should definitely be a thing. But also, back up. Cowboys aren't in first right now. They got a 2-2 record. Yes, I'm only 2-1, and I got the Saints next week, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes down. But we got Monday to figure that out. Me and Weber got a lot of talking I guess we're going to be doing over the weekend, considering the fact that... I
cannot wait for this weekend for the fucking shit talk that's going to occur.
We got lineups to set against each other, and we get to watch our teams square off. So,
yeah. And I get a guy back this week, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
As far as
Gully,
let me just finish up with the fucking Roethlisberger bullshit. Because personally, as a quarterback, I think he's done. But the main problem with Roethlisberger this week was the inability to find the receivers that he has the rapport with. 11 targets. 11 to Antonio Brown. He caught 5.
Yep.
5. Who's the running back?
John Connor.
Connor. He doesn't really have that much of a rapport with him. He's building
No,
one.
but he was targeted 7 times and only caught the ball 3.
Yeah, but he's young, and he's filling in right now for Le'Veon Bell's situation, and, you know...
Yeah, we'll see what happens week 8.
He's doing,
and Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, Juju, like, the connection there is has not been real favorable.
He brought in 4 balls, targeted 11 times.
How many balls?
11.
Yeah.
Caught 4.
That's just like the fucking Packer game, bro. And I wanted to get to this just to get it out of my mouth. Aaron Rodgers had the balls to go after his head coach when, bro, you went out there and did the complete opposite of balling. Your defense sacked the opposing team, not to mention names of team, 7 times. And you can only put 22 points on the board. And, out of those 22 points, 2 of those were touchdowns. Yeah. You have the balls to go after your head coach? You need to check yourself. I don't give a shit if you are a discount double check god. You are funny as a motherfucker in State Farm commercials. I'll give you all that. But, bro, check your ego at the door.
He drank out of Danica's water glass is what happened.
He must. I am the first person, and these guys will get my back, that when he started dating Danica, I said, his career is fucking over.
It's the oh no Romo situation when he started dating Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, but Romo never started bad-mouthing the Cowboys. He might have said some things about he likes golf better and stuff, but Danica's history is nothing but blaming other people for her failures.
Particularly her boyfriends and really dragging that situation down as she left NASCAR.
And her race team and Kurt Busch and
Ricky Stenhouse
Busch
behind.
and Tony Stewart and Gordon and Earnhardt, anybody who ever crashed her.
Yeah.
Well, also not to mention the fact that once her boyfriend won a race and she still hadn't, he had to go.
Hey, Ryan Blaney. I mean, shit happens, bro.
It wasn't Ryan Blaney she was dating, but it was Ricky Stenhouse she was dating, and he's now got 2 NASCAR wins. But yeah, Ryan Blaney. Yeah, big congratulations to him on being able to pull that out, man. Dude, I don't know, and I'm kind of surprised that you even mentioned in any way, shape, or form like how NASCAR came around here. But if nobody watched that race this weekend, go find a way to be able to watch the race that happened on Sunday.
You can watch the race rewind right on the website.
Right on their website. But go and watch. They ran at Charlotte, but it wasn't the standard redneck roundabout left turn. They're making a left turn. Wait, what are they doing? Making a left turn. It was not that. And the most hilarious point of the entire race is on the final restart when all these guys that y'all say are so used to making left turns forgot how to make a left turn and just plowed like the whole outside. Well, first it was the guy on the inside line, but then the whole outside line just drove straight into the wall like it wasn't even there. It was just like boom, 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 boom. Nobody realized they had to make a left turn.
What did you guys think about Gruden's being shocked that Khalil Mack had another strip sack and all of that? Are you kidding me?
You're the one who let him go, bro.
Yeah.
That's on you. All right, why don't we cut the break? I got pee. I think do.
How many did he have?
All I'm saying is we all agree that this dude is a once-in-a-lifetime fucking player, and Oakland let him walk.
He is a generation. Let's get it right. It's a generational player. And we
on defense.
On
defense. No,
yes.
Defense are far and few between. I mean, you have your.
He's a generational player.
Chicago, this is the Urlacher replacement.
He is a player of his generation.
I agree.
LT. Who was
Butkus.
Safety? Butkus? Yeah. Who was the safety of Pittsburgh that retired not 4 years ago after
Woodson.
Woodson.
Yeah, Woodson.
Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott, Mark Gastineau. Like, you have 1 or 2 guys in the league every 5 or 6 years
Bruce
that are
Smith.
generational players.
Cubbies losing 1-0, by the way.
Yeah, I know that. All right, 8-Bit Bros, we'll be back right after this.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
What up? It's Geoffrey from Beer Belly Sports, and this is the 8-Bit Bros right here on Ironic Radio.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Tiny Thong Bikini Wearer.
Mr. Tiny Thong Bikini Wearer.
Beachgoers the world over see you coming and say, hey, check out the woolly mammoth in the rubber band.
A giant woolly mammoth.
Defying the natural laws of physics, you managed to squeeze a 46-inch waist into a 30-inch suit. Like ground meat crammed into a sausage skin, you take to the beach and proudly strut your stuff.
Yeah!
If you've got it, flaunt it. That's your motto, which is ironic because you haven't got it. So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, sweet cheeks, and know that if you weren't wearing that suit, we'd ask you to take a bow.
Mr. Tiny Thong Bikini Wearer.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
You got something you want to get off your chest? We want to hear it. Call in 917-720-3038. The Ironic Radio hotline is now open. Ironic Radio. Well, isn't it?
I'm listening to 8-Bit Bros.
Oh, how do you like that, buddy? How's that feel?
Oh, God.
How's that feel?
What are you, Brady? What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Go fuck yourself.
Got a big plan, this mindset, maybe it's right at the right place and right time. Maybe tonight in a whisper or handshake, sending a sign, wanna make out and kiss hard, wait, never mind. Late night in passing, mention it flipped to her best friend. It's no thing, maybe it slipped, but the slip turns to terror and a crush to like. When she walked in, he froze up, leave it to fright. It's cute in a way till you cannot speak, and you live to have a cigarette and these get weak. Escape was just a nod and a casual wave. Obsess about it heavy for the next 2 days. It's only just a crush, it'll go away. It's just like all the others, it'll go away. Or maybe this is danger and you just don't know. You pray it all away, but it continues to grow. I want to hold you close, skin pressed against me tight. Lie still, close your eyes, girl. So lovely, it feels so right. I want to hold you close, soft breath, beating hard. As I whisper in your ear, I want to fucking tear you apart. Then he walked up and told her, thinking maybe it'd pass, and they talked and looked away a lot, doing the dance. Her hand brushed up against his, she left it there. Told him how she felt, and then they locked in a stare. They took a step back, thought about it, what should they do? Cause there's always repercussions when you're dating in school. But their lips met and reservations started to pass, whether this was just an evening or a thing that would last. Either way, he wanted her and this was bad. Wanted to do things to her, it was making him crazy. Now a little crush turned into a like, and now he wants to grab her by the hair and tell her, I want to hold you close, skin pressed against me tight. Lie still, close your eyes, girl. So lovely, it feels so right. I want to hold you close, soft breath.
tear you apart.
Still a
Welcome back
great.
Yeah, wasn't that a great song?
No, it's a great scene in fucking American Horror Story.
Yes, they used that song.
Never watched it.
Story.
Oh,
That
dude.
is one show I have never. Which brings us to Tom. You're not a Netflix guy, are you?
I'm not a what?
Netflix guy.
No.
Hello.
Hello.
That's weird. I hear myself out of both sides, but I'm only hearing you guys out of my left.
You know what the greatest thing is? I know why you were getting me in and out so recently for partially in one ear. I had a single wire going bad on its connection through my mic cable. Not the microphone, but through the cable.
You had a bad cable.
I had a single connection that was starting to fade. And it finally detached itself. When I got on today, it literally, I couldn't, no microphone, nothing. And I was bending shit around all over the place. My girl, literally 20 minutes before the show starts, walks in the door with my new cable.
All right, so this just in.
This just
Breaking news. Isaiah Crowell was fined over 13 grand for the toilet paper touchdown celebration.
Oh. Really?
Well, he wiped his ass with the fucking ball.
I guess that's against the NFL, and that's why he gets flagged for it.
That seems detrimental to the league.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'll accept it, but still.
It's good to know they're paying attention to the important stuff.
Well, yeah, can't mess up that shiny NFL logo. You know, the one that's black on that brown ball.
Make sure Reggie White's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I know that's not the NFL, but still, he's on all the, he's got to be sanctioned for all the NFL work he does, and it's just like, why is he even allowed to be? Yeah, I don't get it.
You own a Reggie White jersey, bro.
Yeah.
Generational player. I was going to mention him.
He is once in a lifetime player. And we may be, and my point going before break was, we may be seeing a generational player. We've all been looking for that quarterback to pass the torch on to. Patrick Mahomes could be that kid.
Oh, this was a big conversation.
I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Live.
Not even a quarter of a way in the season.
This was a big conversation before we went live between me and Ren. Like, we got together and we missed hitting the button on time because we were actually talking the Patrick Mahomes, Brett Favre comparisons and all the articles that you're seeing and being shuffled around all the media sites.
Drive me fucking crazy. All the articles that came out in the past 24 hours about Patrick Mahomes setting a new era of football, or translate that however you want to use synonyms to say the same thing.
Transcending the game. Nobody's ever done this before.
All right, you brought up
everybody. Hold on. Let me get my point out.
You're all over the place.
Everybody has already said 2 to 3 years ago that this kid coming out was Brett Favre. What was Brett Favre's biggest claim to fame that nobody ever wanted to admit? I didn't want to be his receiver because he'd break my fingers when he threw me the ball. Kid throws just as hard. And it's all the same thing, regurgitated. But the media is all about clickbait now and not reporting, giving credence to history.
Now, Webb, there's a stat for you, though, because Mahomes may very well be doing the exact same thing, but I want to know how many times Kelsey was targeted and how many he was able to catch, because they were way off pace yesterday.
I can look that up. That's not a problem.
I know it was
3 balls that I saw before he even caught one.
Yeah, it was noticeable that there was a disconnect between the two of them in Denver. Like, they just could not find each other at all. And he was putting them in there. Some of them couldn't be caught.
Well, let's tap the brakes on Patrick Mahomes just because of the fact he's faced the Chargers, the Steelers, the Niners, and the Broncos thus far.
Yeah, and the Broncos.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying that's not exactly, playoff caliber stuff there.
I'll agree with you there. He was targeted 12 times and caught 7.
No, his numbers are a lot better than I thought they were then. Because
now, this Isaiah Cromwell thing that you brought up, Ren.
The Browns.
Oh, all the practicing that every NFL pregame show showed this week.
It's funny because the company...
I'm working on if we score a touchdown, this is what we're going to do.
The company...
That's all any network showed this week was what happened pregame of them working on their touchdown ritual.
Well, a lot of teams are practicing their touchdown rituals, and we've seen that for the last 2 or 3 years. His touchdown celebration of wiping the ball across his ass, and the fine, okay. A company out there by the name of Dude Wipes sent him a case of ass wipes.
Oh, do they
Sponsored.
have a commercial that we can remake?
But if you the pictures are up on his Twitter account. But this guy's going to get himself in a hell of a lot of trouble since he's an asshole and a cancer to begin with. Go look at his Instagram post. His Instagram post the other day is somebody slashing a cop's throat.
All right. Well, you're done in my book now.
Oh,
you crossed the line there, bro.
Yeah.
I have 4 or 5 really good close friends of mine that are all cops.
Yeah. So, Dude Wipe sent him a case of ass wipes
at that point.
And the tweet was a wipe to remember we got you covered at Isaiah Crowell 34. And he's sitting there with all his ass wipes. But his Instagram post from the day before that is what's really going to get him in trouble.
That may cause him to lose an NFL job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he wasn't that prolific to begin with. Nothing for nothing, but you're a journeyman, bro.
And you're playing for the Jets. Maybe you guys should practice touchdowns before you practice the celebration.
Taking all the rhetoric about what team you play for out of it, the guy is a journeyman.
No.
He's with the Browns now, right?
Not for...
No, he's with the Jets. He came from the Browns, went to the Jets, and when he was with the Browns, he had for every 3 terrible or 4 terrible games, he'd have that one lights out fantasy amazing game.
I was going to say he's on somebody's fantasy team. I guarantee you right now in both of our leagues, I guarantee he's somewhere.
Probably starting.
So, yes, not that prolific, but fantasy relevant. Because we can downplay him all we want to, but that's what I'm saying. I guarantee you he's on somebody's team in both our leagues right now. And you followed it up with the punchline of starting, because that's
the punchline. Starting. So there are people starting this guy because he is a bell cow back. It's because he's quote unquote, that's been his role. He is the quote unquote number 1 running back of the New York Jets because are you going to make Bilal Powell, who is a light Darren Sproles?
I had him last year. I finished last
as your starting running back.
I had him last year, and I finished last in the league. Is all I'm going to say. I was staying away from him with 10-foot poles, building cages around myself, hoping that I just get shipped somewhere else to not be anywhere close to that this year.
Has there ever been a league of any of the major sports leagues that has been unable to get out of its own way the way the current NFL is?
Yes. The U.S. men's national team in that last World Cup fucking run.
that's not a league. It's not a league. I'm talking about a professional sports league.
The world, bro.
The whole league. The whole league wasn't to blame. The whole league wasn't for the.
Then I hold the NFL or the MLS or anything else.
The whole world
you
wasn't.
Shouldn't do that.
The whole world wasn't at fault.
It's the whole world. It's the penultimate competition.
You're still blaming a team, though.
Yeah, they're still blaming a team. And
he
U.S.
said, "Has
soccer
there been a league that has been this fucked up?"
U.S. soccer was doing all the wrong things, but still getting results for 16 years. I mean, the league. I'm talking about a league that universally across the league, they can't. They had the problems with the catch rule. They had the anthem thing. They had the domestic violence thing. Now they've got the quarterback sack thing. Say what you want about the U.S. men's national team. Pardon me?
I said, come on, bro. You and I are both in the same business, and we both know the same golden rule. There is no press that's bad press unless you're in politics. You can do the worst thing in the world, but it makes you relevant. When it's the NFL,
you're going to have to explain the decline in ticket sales and the decline in ratings then to me because
they're they're turning the NFL into the WWE.
The brain, the CTE thing. I'm just saying, how much more popular would it be if the league wasn't getting in its own way like crazy?
I don't think it would be. I think you've reached saturation in this country. I think you have the people that give a fuck are the people that give a fuck, and the people that don't give a fuck are the people that don't give a fuck. Like, I'll give you a subset example. I will give you an unrelatable but relatable example. I was on the phone this evening talking to the ex, and I said to her, I was like, so I talked to our kid today, and he asked me, who's going to win the game tonight? And I said, who do I want to win or who's going to win? That's two different questions. And he's like, who's going to win? I'm like, the Rockies are going to win because I want the Rockies to win. Had that conversation with the ex, and she's like, I don't care. She's a Mets fan. She's like, my captain retired. I'm done with baseball for this year. It's completely relatable in how you market the sport. Just because it's postseason baseball doesn't mean people care. But the NFL is doing anything and everything to keep it in the major market popular eye that people are all about it, and they're going to watch next weekend to see, are the officials going to call that many penalties?
Yeah, I don't think people are watching to see how many penalties are going to get called. And I know a lot of people quit watching and quit following teams just because of the anthem protest.
I was going to say there's actually
hold on. We are a very cyclical society. It's football season. Just because you didn't give a shit about football last year doesn't mean you don't give a shit about football this year. You're very cyclical in how you think. Mm-hmm. Oh, my team might do well this year. I'm going to follow my team. Oh, wow, look at all this drama about, hey, that guy on my team, he didn't do anything wrong, but he got penalized. I'm going to follow this now. And then next Sundays, they watch the game, or they buy tickets to the game to go see live.
Do you really think that people watch the games hoping for controversy?
Yes.
Or to see some, or they just use that after the game as fodder for conversation if they lose?
I think aggressive confrontation is what drives media right now, in my personal opinion. If you are
Tom, we just took a big swing. We just took a big swing in another direction. I hope you're ready.
If you're counterpoint on a conversation, you will be in the media. Okay, Stompia, I'll give it to you. I will throw it right in your court right now. Everything that's going on with the and I don't do politics, and hopefully this literally lasts the next 9 minutes and we can move on from it. When we go to end the show off Radioland and go to break for 9 minutes. I'll give you politics for 9 minutes. Everything that's going on with Kavanaugh right now is one giant, for someone who doesn't watch politics or care about it that much, one giant dog and pony show. Everybody is at one point in time jockeying to be behind the person who's in the lead at that point in time, and then all of a sudden something might sway because something else comes out, and you have another subset of people who are like, I'm all over this right now, and oh yeah, you haven't heard my name in 10 years, but I'm relevant now.
Oh no, my point to that was actually mine was all sports related. The other day,
I will be Speaker of the House again. Woman, you're old. Things aren't working out well in the brain. We all know it. It's about time you know it. Just pass the torch to the next. Find your next person. Stop making it about you and go find the next person. Politics is a fucking disaster of any kind of conversation. Because it makes no sense. It's utter bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't where I was directing that at all. I was like, we just took a big swing in a whole another direction about how the state of sporting media, actually, particularly more than anything, not your directive wasn't necessarily just at sports at that point. And you voiced it clearly, obviously, what you've been catching a lot of, which is this onslaught of the political media to your...
But where do you think sports gets it from, bro?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is the trending topic. And like you said, across media is a whole thing. That's why I said, now we're taking a big swing in another direction, because it's not about what the NFL's done or doing. It's not about what NASCAR's done or doing. It's not about what baseball's done or doing, or NBA. Like, in this conversation, now it's transcended that, and now it's that media across the board. You've highlighted it several times as you were saying this. You didn't want... You weren't bringing it as, like, a sporting industry. It all of a sudden became our position. Our position as the people that we are right now, talking to people out there that are listening to us. We are the media. And what are we learning during this process? Because we observe a lot of media because we're in the media. And
well, I try and stay as far away from the media. A lot of that was my own opinion, because it's just one giant quagmire of crap.
I've never bought the notion that all press is good press. And if you want to talk to Bill Cosby, or you want to talk to Kevin Spacey or Louis C.K.
Oh, Tom. Now you're taking it to an extreme.
No, those aren't what you said, except for politics.
But hold on.
When you say all press is good press,
and then you highlighted what's except for in politics.
Okay. Let me clarify my statement then, because I really didn't think I needed to go down this road. But all press that is mainstream, how do I want to go down this road? Mainstream, any which way a tabloid could take it, to any which way that your big four would take it, without it being controversial. Type media is good media. When you're getting into things that are against people's moral compass, that's a different thing. I'm sorry. If it's against your moral compass, that someone kneeling for an American anthem, national anthem, is a problem, is that really morality, or is that more patriotic?
No, it's actually just an opinion. It's actually just an opinion, and I think that's the one thing that we seem to be getting away from as a people, is the recognition between opinions and facts.
Like, yeah, I mean, like, when you're bringing up, like, Tom, yeah, I give you everything. Louis C.K., Bill Cosby, Kevin Spacey, all these guys, Weinstein. I mean, go down the list of people that have been dragged out in this entire Me Too epidemic, or whatever you want to call it. Hashtag Me Too, whatever you want to call it.
# Me Too.
That's right. # Me Too.
Whatever. However you want to take that, that's crossing a different line. There is an adage, and come on, Tom, we're both in the advertising business, bro. We're creative people. We've done this for a living. Something that could be mildly hitting a chord with a certain subset, but isn't crossing any line morally is great marketing.
Actually, all of the shit that's selling right now and been beat into anybody's eyes, where all the ad revenue is being placed, is in the most controversial subjects that go against morality.
Now, because we've evolved what I'm talking about with Tom.
That's
like,
a different discussion because you take something like Nike, which might turn off more people than it doesn't, but they know where their market is. So they're willing to go for that smaller subset, knowing those people that are their market are going to enjoy it.
Yeah, but I think, Tom, and this is where I disagree with you in a marketing concept, is you've opened more people's eyes. Like, if I were to ever buy an athletic shoe, I would never go buy Adidas. I'd never buy Reebok. I would buy Nike. No matter what, at the end of the day, I'm 45 years old. I know it fits my foot. So you're not going to derive me away from going to buy a Nike shoe just because you put Colin Kaepernick in a commercial. That's not going to happen.
Well, that's not even of course not, but that's not what happened. I mean, they didn't drive people away. They spoke directly to the people that already liked their shoes. Right. I don't think they turned a lot of people more onto their shoes. They just appealed to the market that they knew they wanted to appeal to.
Well, you'd say they did like a really good comedian would do, and they read the room and projected to the room.
No, that's what advertising always does.
Yeah, but they took
you know what your market is before you create those communications.
What? It gave them a pedestal.
They took the market they knew they had and retained them, and because they were controversial, may have gained a few more just because of how we are as a society.
That's not what the statistics reveal thus far. But it doesn't matter. I mean, if they were trying to grow their market, they would not have done that commercial.
No.
I don't know, different era, different time, and so on and so forth.
This is
all right, we got to say goodbye to Radio Land.
Goodbye, Radio
I don't want to get yelled at again by the guy that's sitting across from me on the screen chair that's half dying.
That's all right. He probably wants to yell at you anyway, but we haven't allowed him to speak.
Bro.
No, we haven't even allowed him to speak yet, and not for anything. I won't say that I haven't presented the floor at least once.
Yeah, Webby's not better yet, man. Get better, bro.
Yeah.
Get on an airplane tomorrow. He's sick.
Yeah, I hit the doctor today. Got my Z-Pack.
You got bacteria, bro. 8-Bit Bros, we're out of here. We'll see you Thursday. All right, people. After show time, we have Webby. We have Mr. I won't say the name that I called you in your own show, but Mr. Tom Gully, and we have Thumpin' Loud.
Yeah.
So, I do want to bring this up, and I'm going to put the kibosh to politics and all that other crap right now. The interview you had with David Lerman was fascinating.
Yeah, he's interesting.
Much shit as I talked in your room during that show, it was actually a really good interview.
Actually, I mean, we talked about his mother because she passed away and she was a frequent guest on the show, but that guy's background, you know, had his own cable national show at age 16 on the USA Network, was a regular on Howard Stern, opened for Sam Kinison 300 times. We'll forget all the, you know, Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, all the shows he was on. He's got stories of, you know, selling Cialis to B.B. King at 3 a.m. in L.A. and just wild stories about all these people. You know,
sounds like he, I don't want to say lived a life, but he lived a pretty good life.
Oh yeah, he still does.
Just by listening to the way he speaks. And granted, it was very, I mean, I'm sure it's very fresh and, you know, his mom passed away, what, 3 months ago?
A month ago.
So it's very fresh. Probably one of the first times he's out in the open, really talking about it.
The very first.
Oh, wow. I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean, he seems like somebody that could be a really good time.
Yeah, he is. He knows everybody. Like he can get into to see Kiefer Sutherland. He can get into you know, anything. He's a pretty amazing guy.
You could have had some trade bait right now, Webb, if you'd have held on to Bill for a couple more weeks. Right now, they're talking about him in chat. They're talking about him in the Yahoo chat.
No shit. Everybody's going to want him.
They're like, is Bell available? Somebody else is going, I don't trust Bell at all.
So, Tom, his mom, why don't you give a little backstory about that whole conversation and where she came from? Because I actually went and did, while I'm sitting here listening to your show, getting ready for my show, I'm all over Wikipedia, like, reading about the people that this dude interviewed at 16 years old on his show.
Yeah, Beastie Boys, Marilyn Chambers, God, who else?
Webby, can you name the movie that Marilyn Chambers became uber popular in?
Behind the Green Door?
Well done.
Well done. You just got back the point you lost, son. His entire conversation about interviewing this woman when he's 16 years old, and all he keeps saying through this entire interview is, I shouldn't know about these movies. I'm 16.
Yeah, and it was in 84 when you had to go to a theater to even see a movie with her in it.
Yeah.
But his dad ran a hugely successful deli in Detroit for decades, for like 40 years. Was the owner of it. And very conservative and didn't like what his son was doing. And his mother, who was just an amazing person, was ultra supportive of him, drove him to the porno theater for the Marilyn Chambers interview. Yeah, she was amazing. She was really supportive. And so about 3 years ago, her health started to suffer. And he is a pretty in-demand stand-up comic. He plays Vegas. He went down to Cuba recently and did stand-up. I mean, he does it all over. And he moved back home to Detroit and basically was her caretaker. And they went on these adventures. The one that just blows me away, and there's video of it, is he took her to a big wrestling legends show in a stadium in Detroit. It's like 5,000 people there. And wheels her up in her wheelchair for questions for the audience, and she asks Ric Flair. Ric Flair, of course, refers to riding Space Mountain as having sex with him. And she says, Mr. Flair, I'm 80 years old. Am I too old to ride Space Mountain? And the whole place just goes hysterical. Flair's on stage. The other wrestlers, they're punching him in the shoulder and stuff. I mean, took her to meet Kiefer Sutherland. Michael Simon, the famous chef, was her favorite. He takes her to a show. He comes off the stage, kisses her in the audience. I mean, they just did this bucket list of adventures. And she was on our show all the time. And it was great to talk to a 79-year-old, 80-year-old woman who you'd think would be crotchety and stuff, who was sharp as a tack. And just, she was a great lady. She was a great lady. And he called me about a month ago and told me that she had passed. And she had written a list of 15 or 20 people that he was allowed to tell because there's no obituary. She had very strict rules about how she wanted to, exit. And, this is the first time he's spoken about it. But if you listen to the 3-hour plus podcast I did with him, you will hear stories like you won't believe. We're going to do one where he just talks about Kinnison because he opened for him 300 times and spent a lot of time around him. And we'll do that someday.
That's a lot of time around that guy.
100. Think about it. Most television shows that are on like terrestrial TV, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, or whatever your CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, CW, they strive to get 100.
Yeah, for syndication.
This guy got 300 shows with Kinnison.
Yeah, he was one of the at ringside personalities for 2 WrestleManias. And like I said, was a regular on Stern for, 5 or 6 years in the early syndication days. Not every day, but was a regular guest on him.
That was yeah. I mean, that was I had no idea what I was tuning into. I fired up your show and I was like, oh, it's 7 o'clock. Went to Facebook, fired you up, and I was like, what?
Yeah, he, he's over at Madonna's family's house watching the pilot of the 2nd season of his USA cable show at age 16 on a couch with Madonna and Sean Penn.
Speaking of Sean Penn, one of the greatest roles this man has ever done is what he just dropped on Hulu. The First.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh. This is by far one of the best shows this guy has ever done anything in his career, by far. I'm not a giant Sean Penn fan.
I probably won't see it because I'm just not I'm obviously one of those people who has refused to give Hulu my money.
I'll ask you one question. What was your opinion of Apollo 13? Tom Hanks. Apollo 13.
I don't have an opinion on Tom Hanks on Apollo 13.
It's a great movie.
It was
It's a great movie. You would greatly enjoy this 8-10 episode series. Amazing. Well done. Starring Sean Penn.
Alrighty then.
Are you listening to the rest of your house?
Yeah, right? You should pick your feet up.
He had that look on his face. He was
figure
like,
out what was going on over there.
He was like, why is there all this added fucking noise? Because he's hearing it. He already said he hears himself really good through both ears. So anything coming through his mic, he's catching really heavy. So he's hearing all of that.
I mean, did you hear any of that?
Oh yeah, we heard all of it.
Oh, we heard all of it.
I mean, fucking pick your feet up.
Stares into the kitchen.
I thought somebody was.
You don't know the layout of the land, but where he's looking right now is like you just sauntered into the motherfucking kitchen.
I thought somebody was tap dancing in the kitchen for a second.
What the fuck was that?
I thought somebody was tap dancing in your kitchen for a minute.
Hold on, Webby, I got it. Just take what happened right there and think Otis.
True, right? Apollo 13 was a great fucking movie.
You would love this show. I guarantee you would love this show.
I wish Tom Hanks would be involved in the production of more TV. I mean, that the Apollo thing he did, he also was involved in a series of documentaries about World War II and the veterans. That was
actually
amazing.
We went
Band of Brothers and the Pacific in conjunction with HBO.
No.
Best series ever.
No. Me and Webb have got the best experience of that because we went to the World War II museum.
Yeah,
but you died.
Yeah, you were dead so early.
But I was the first African American to get a Medal of Honor.
Yeah, posthumously. Posthumously.
Because I sacrificed myself for the rest of the greater good.
That was the experience. If you wanted a Tom Hanks involved experience, that was an experience. Because of how involved he was with the way that project was done. And that was well beyond like putting something on TV or putting something on the silver screen. This was putting together something that people were going to be a part of. And to be a part of a Tom Hanks story, like for him to leave open spaces basically to allow you to immerse yourself into being part of the story, the way that was all done, you got to further his credits beyond just what's been done on screen.
Well, he's won 2 Academy Awards, and one was for Philadelphia, and I think he was amazing in that. I like that movie.
Agreed.
I am a person that hates the movie Forrest Gump. I can't watch even 10 seconds of it. And how he didn't win for Saving Private Ryan, which I just rewatched a couple days ago, is beyond me.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
For the time of the Oscars, it was over dramatic. It was shell-shocking. You have to remember, it was the first movie that showed that level of blood and guts in a wartime movie, and it turned off everybody. The people that loved it for wartime movies loved it, but the people that were judging the Oscars were like, we get where you were going, but this was way too over the top.
Yeah, well, I can see that. The World War II veterans, all universally said this is the one movie that actually captured. I mean, the opening sequence of that movie is just unbelievable. I guess I wouldn't be as upset with him not winning that year if Roberto Benigni did not win for Life is Beautiful.
Can you name the past 5 Oscar winners?
No.
Looking them up?
No. I can't.
Webby?
I wouldn't even try. I don't watch the Oscars.
Guy.
Nope. Couldn't tell you. I mean, fucking that water movie won an Oscar.
I quit watching them when Kramer versus Kramer beat Breaking Away back in 1980 or whenever it was. I mean, it's just, there's good movies, and then there's if somebody's nominated or if a movie is nominated, it's worth watching. But you got to consider who's voting on it.
That is true. And Academy Awards is all fucked up anyway.
Plus now, instead of like 4 or 5, I think it was 5 movies being nominated for Best Picture, there's 10. It's and now they've added a new category that'll be going on this year, which is something to do with the popularity of a film. They're going to give an Academy Award for,
That's because fucking Black Panther it hasn't gotten an Oscar.
Yeah.
Any of the Marvel movies. And the amount of money they've dumped into the film industry, MPAA, in literally the past 13 years.
Oh, my.
I mean, Marvel, now Disney, and Disney's going, well, not only are we dumping money into that, but we're dumping money into all these super high res 4K 3D comic movies we do. Moana,
well, that and the experience.
Finding Dory,
Toy Story, 1, 2.
They're like, we want ours. We want that marketing capital. You're giving marketing capital to a movie that nobody could give a rat's ass about, except for the 35 old bags you have voting on movies.
Yeah. Well, and they don't make money until they win.
Exactly.
And even then, they don't make that much money.
You're the greatest movie that came out this year, and we're going to... Oh, wait. We already gave your movie to all the people that were eligible that probably would have bought your movie, but we gave it to them anyway so they could vote. So you're going to make $13.
Yeah.
The last Academy Award winning Best Picture movie I have seen would be 2009's The Hurt Locker.
Yeah. But I didn't see that until after it was already Best Picture, so...
I saw it before then,
it
but
still fits the trend basically for the masses. It was one of those that, like, Hurt Locker got a little bit of publicity, but it really didn't catch its fire until after it won.
And I was correct. It was The Shape of Water that won last year's Best Picture. I still haven't seen it yet.
Can you go? So you said 2009, which is 9 years.
Yeah.
What won in the past 9 years that you can honestly say you contemplated watching?
Shape of Water, I haven't watched yet. I have it here on Blu-ray or whatever, 4K. Haven't watched it
yet. Whatever you're going to watch.
4K Ultra HD?
2016 was Moonlight.
No
2015 was Spotlight.
No interest.
2014 was Birdman.
Really?
Yeah, Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Yeah, that took 2014 Best Picture. 2013 was 12 Years a Slave.
Nope.
2012 was Argo.
Yes, I watched that before it was one.
Didn't see it. 2011 was The Artist.
Saw that before it.
And I think I might have seen this one, but I'm not sure. At least, or I don't remember. 2010 was The King's Speech.
Heard a lot about it before it won, but I think it was in that real close time niche right before it was gonna win.
Like I said, 2009 was Hurt Locker. 2008 was Slumdog Millionaire. Still never seen it.
Nope. Still never seen it.
Tom? Wait, hold on. Tom,
I'm with...
You said nothing.
The last one I saw was The Hurt Locker as well. Didn't see Slumdog. And then, well, let Webby continue because I did see the 2007.
And I want to see this and never actually sat down and watched the No Country for Old Men.
Oh, saw it
I
several
saw that.
times.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, several times. Actually, that
was
one
phenomenal movie.
That one I saw at the drive-in theater as well, here in North Carolina. So yeah, I was actually invested in that movie.
Okay, 2006, The Departed. Saw that one.
Yeah.
That
2005, Crash.
Saw that.
No.
Don't think
Yes.
that.
I saw it. It's awesome.
2004, $1 Million Baby. Saw that one.
Wait, Crash, is that the one about the person who causes and witnesses the accident but just kind of like acts like it never happened?
No.
Okay. Because there was a movie during, I know at least during my like past 10, 12 years, where it was revolved around this accident that the guy tried to just ignore.
2004, $1 Million Baby. I thought that was a great movie. 2003.
I didn't see it until after, though.
That was Clint Eastwood, right? Didn't he
It was
direct
Clint
that?
Eastwood.
Yeah.
And this was after Torino?
I believe it might have been before Torino.
I know it was his second Oscar.
I just know Torino didn't get the recognition I thought it deserved. Because it reminded me, oh man, now I can't remember what the hell the 80s movie was.
It was before Torino. Torino was 2008.
Okay.
2003 is The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
And that's when I stopped giving a fuck.
I'll finish out the two.
I'm a nerd. I'm a fucking nerd, people.
I'll finish.
I watch all the fucking crazy ass shit more than these cats over here watch. I'm the nerd of this show, hence the 8-Bit Bros. I never even saw this movie.
I have never seen.
Not watched any Lord of the Rings movie.
I have never seen a Lord of the Rings, and I've never seen a Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry Potter's great. I will give the Harry Potters what they deserve. They took dump.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
2002 Best Picture.
I mean, that should kind of be you said you was the nerd. I'm just trying to speak your language when I say literally. I mean,
speak my language and it puts you like 2 houses down.
I know.
I'm a super muggle.
No, 2 houses down.
Yeah,
easily 2 houses down.
I saw Chicago. It was good.
I didn't see that one.
I thought it was hilarious.
I saw Chicago live.
The play.
Same Chicago.
How about Sohn as Gryffindor?
I would probably be Gryffindor also. 2001 was A Beautiful Mind.
We thought he should have been Slytherin.
That was a great motherfucking movie.
That was a fabulous movie, but I didn't see it until after.
For a hot minute, put my face back in the Oscars because it was such a great movie. Kevin Spacey. No. John Travolta?
No. Russell Crowe.
No, Russell Crowe.
Oh,
still didn't.
beautiful.
Russell Crowe, and still didn't see it until after.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it till after. That was a great movie.
I saw it before.
And to round out the 2000s, what I feel to be one of the best cinematic films I've ever seen is Gladiator.
Oh, yeah, saw that well before it got best film, and hands down, yes, cinematically got to be one of the best films I've ever watched.
Yep.
Again, Russell Crowe.
I couldn't honestly give you a fault in that movie.
No.
From story to cinematography to acting.
It's fantastic.
There's only one. That's Joaquin Phoenix's hair lip. But other than that, it's perfect.
I don't even know
I
if you
think
could mark that a foul.
I was going to say, in context of his role, I think it made sense. As
you make Thump's making the case for his hair lip.
In the context of his role, it made sense. It was supposed to be there. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not knocking it. I'm amused by it. I think it's hilarious.
He just didn't know that was where it was at. Now he's been informed.
You know, I know they've been around longer, but I probably have seen every single one, starting with, where were we? Except for, well, since Lord of the Rings, I probably have seen every one. And if you don't count that one, I've seen every one since No Country for Old Men.
Hey, Tom, I don't learn much on most given days, but guess what I learned today? Boston pancake.
Boston pancake?
Yep. That's what I learned today. I turned on my computer. I went into one of the streams that I generally would like to watch during the morning hours. And it was introduced to me. Boston pancake. Internet. Those of you who are still around and actually watching, don't look that up. Because
It's like Alabama Hot Pocket or something like that.
Well, I was intrigued because I was like, man, there's not a lot of them that I haven't heard of, but this is one that I haven't heard of, so I have to go check it out. I had to actually step into chat, which I'm known normally as a lurker. I generally just watch what chat's got going on and watch what the entertainer that's present on the screen's got going on. I don't generally put myself into chat too often. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, ooh, I got to find out what that is. So I look it up and I'm like, oh, damn. I was like, all right. I have to admit that I regret seeking out this knowledge. But I guess the upswing is I learned something new today.
This is like an enhanced Cleveland steamer, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Because I know Bren is like going, I'm not going to look this up.
Baseball. No, I'm watching baseball.
Oh. Yeah,
good.
It's an advanced Cleveland steamer there, Bren.
I'm watching this game.
Yeah.
Well, what is it? Bottom of the seventh, right?
1-0.
Mm-hmm.
That's ball.
I know commonly when the four of us get together in the after show, we like to talk about what we learned. And today, I have something to bring to the table, and especially because Tom's here as this segment goes on, I had to share this knowledge with him to see if he would either come back with the immediate retort of how much more he knew about it already.
No, I know nothing about it. And I know lots of them. Philadelphia Stealing fan, Alabama Hot Pocket. I know a lot of them. I don't know that one.
Yeah, that one was interesting.
Oh, you have fodder for tomorrow, Tom.
Shall I describe it, Thump?
Go for it.
Boston pancake occurs when the male lover defecates onto his lover's chest. Then he pats down the feces.
No. There's a very important remark that you have already missed if you look that up properly. And in between the two sentences that you just put together in capital letters, it should say "with permission."
Oh no, it well, of course, but it doesn't say that here. Sorry.
Oh.
So then you pat down the pile of shit to make it nice and flat.
Right.
It looks like a pancake. And then you
ejaculate onto it.
Yeah, you ejaculate onto the feces, so that looks like the syrup.
Substitute for the syrup.
Or the butter.
That was how I started my morning. I was like,
damn. This has been the 8-Bit Bros on a Tuesday night. Thank you for joining our syrup party.
Right.
We appreciate you.
Big shout out to Spunk Lube.
Spunk Lube, you will be traveling to NOLA in one way, shape, or form.
Most likely. What time are you going to be here tomorrow?
I already gave that answer.
You and your woman aren't talking?
Are you guys not communicating?
She's out.
Oh, that's right. I need to go someplace.
Yeah. What time are you going to be here tomorrow?
10:30.
Thank you.
You guys doing a show Thursday?
I'm going to try.
Oh, it's all fucking all over the country come Thursday.
It's
going to be Thump and I having a good time talking about all kinds of shit about, so you're going to be there tomorrow, and I'm going to be there Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Sunday.
I'm available for the Thursday show. Ren's going to be available for the Thursday show. Webb, it depends on how he gets Studio Creole set up.
Well, has he even packed yet?
How could I pack? I'm talking to you.
Apparently not.
I haven't packed a fucking thing. I haven't even packed my clothes yet.
I just want you to feel better, man. You've been
Same too, man, because I don't want to bring that crud back to North Carolina.
Well, we'll see. By tomorrow, I should be better after I take my second dose.
That's been hanging on for a long time.
We're 2 weeks in.
I didn't know I had the flu.
Yeah, we're 2 weeks in on it.
Yeah, it started last Sunday. Halftime at the bar. I started shivering in a bar. I was like, something's not right. I went home and had a 103.5 fever.
Hey, Webb.
Hey,
Webb. Tom, I'll let you get back to your I'm surprised, but I'm a 572 as of today, and I haven't even went for most of my powerful engrams.
I haven't even turned it on.
Okay,
I'm surprised you guys haven't developed a cold filtered Theraflu coffee IPA or something.
He's been too sick to do things.
Go fuck yourself, Ron.
I had to get in there, bro. Come on, bro. You fault me?
Hold on. Who's got the sound?
You're doing the same thing to me, dude. I'm sick. Fuck you. Get your ass in.
Who's got the soundboard? Go fuck yourself.
I don't even know if we'll be able to run commercials on when we're down there. I don't
know the name of the What are you, a serial caller?
You just got to do live reads.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, we'll do it. I mean, not for
Thursday,
anything. I think personally it'll be better than our normal commercial breaks are anyway.
What are you saying, Ren?
We're good Thursday. I'm running the show from here.
Oh, okay.
It's Sunday, the DFS show, that you're going to have to say things.
That could be a nightmare.
Because I'm going to be in a car.
We're going to be sitting in one location with a tablet that we'll be staring at. Hey, Webb, question.
Oh, yeah. By the way, boys, all your DFS shit, Webby, you're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
Make whatever lineups you want to make and give me your login so I can adjust them come Sunday, or you're not playing this week.
Remember, we can't.
Game for you, Thump.
Yeah, we can't.
NOLA is a no bueno DFS state.
Well, I just turn on my fucking proxy.
Yeah, he's going to remember to set it up this time.
No, it's on my phone.
He sets it up for America. That's all that matters, because they're only good in America. All right, 8-Bit Bros.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Tuesday night, we got a half a web boy.
Yeah, almost.
A third of a web boy.
Yeah.
We got a quarter of a Tom Gully.
If that.
And an all of a me and an all of a Thumper.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, by the way, Webby, we paid our debt and we are accruing interest since you were on the show and drank nothing.
I know, I won. That's why I didn't drink anything.
Well,
there's no winning at that point. It was
sorry. The competition committee will review your.
Yeah, I was going to say. Remember, we're all going to be face to face here in a couple days.
The competition committee will review your dispute. Don't hold your breath.
Yeah. We're going to VAR.
Undava.
Oh, I wanted to tell you this before we go. And I should have took a picture of it, and I didn't. But God damn it. So I'm at the Giant Saints game at the Meadowlands, JetBlue, fucking MetLife Stadium, whatever. And I walk in, and lo and behold, what do they have?
Louie Lou, sitting there waiting to get in front of you.
First stand I see is frozen walkie drink things.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
Imitation.
Hey.
Look, I've never seen that before.
M190.
I get it.
Don't even need to ask. M190.
Never seen that before at a Giant game.
I get in at 7:35 on Friday, so.
Good.
Louis Lou outside the stadium wondering if Y.A. Tittle will have a good game.
Right, yeah.
Knowing that Y.A. Tittle is going to have a good game. What are you talking about?
So my goal is to have an M190 in my mouth before I get out of the cab.
You should be able to do that.
Well, I'm hoping to buy one at the airport to have on the ride over to the French Quarter.
I was going to say, I think you should be able to pull something like that off.
Last time I rolled in.
Actually, believe it or not, in New Orleans, I don't think many people are very cultured about what the area is. If you tell your cabbie to go buy a daiquiris, you can order from inside the cab, get your drink, and end up at the location exactly how you want to be with a drink before you get out of the cab.
Oh, I'm doing Uber.
Yeah, your Uber driver will take you to a daiquiris, no problem.
Okay, I'm good. Whatever it costs him is not my problem at that point because I'm on terra firma and I'm good.
Yeah, you should be great. All you got to do is go to a daiquiris.
Oh, you'll all know because I'll be doing all this while I'm on the DFS show. After I give you all my knowledge, so you all can host the show while I be the asshole.
I just can't wait to see exactly what the decision's going to be about whether or not we do it from 8-Bit Creole Studio.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do.
All right, well, good.
And I'll talk more when I get down there. But you, when you get down there and you're in the quarters, boots on the ground, text me.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah. All right, yeah. 7:35 is when the train gets in. And then we're cabin or Ubering, I don't know. One of the two. But we'll be doing that and getting to the room, dropping off luggage, and I'm guessing immediate meetup. And
because if I'm not mistaken, Christian Lee took off Friday and Monday.
No, not to my knowledge. They're both working Monday.
It's not the information
I got when I said, hey, spare to square, square to spare.
Well, last I know, they have both those days off.
Cool. That even works out better.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go. I'm getting a headache.
All right.
Yeah, man. All right, everybody.
Tommy, thank you.
Thank you.
We will do this Thursday. Webby, we hope we do this with you Thursday.
Got no choice.
Hopefully you have some street guests, so to speak.
Well, we'll see about that. Ren, bring everything I didn't come there to get tonight, please.
Send me a text message of what you need because I don't know what that is.
What else? Yeah, exactly. What else going? Do I need to bring my mic?
What else do you need? You haven't said.
Let's end this. Let's end this and continue our conversation a little bit.
Sure. Tom, thank you. 8-Bit Bro,
right.
we're out.